what to do, how to know when someone is going to violate your trust. And, this is where you have to learn, because you know someone's going to violate your trust if you haven't been practicing the highest conceivable standards. And then even then sometimes. But if you know, like you're exposed to these arguments through my show, and I encourage people to go listen to Stefan Molyneux at Free Domain, and read these other sources, and I put these sources sometimes. If you know the arguments against corruption, and you know the standards by which you have to steel yourself against corruption and manipulation, lying and sophistry, on, and you go ahead and you mess around with that, and you don't bring your A+ game to your life, then your mind is going to turn. Your mind is going to turn to that person. If I just mention it, like, okay, who's still around because you haven't had good standards? And you'll think of the person, unless you're far along and you only have philosophical people around, but people who peacefully parent. And congratulations and good for you. So, who in your life is not at that level? Because you'll run into trouble with them. I mean, we all got to work. We all got to be in the marketplace. We all have to transact. But in your personal life, where you have all your control, and someone's just not on the level, you're going to know. You're going to think of them immediately. And that's how you know who's going to break your trust. So unless they raise their standards, because you just have a higher standard. So they'll walk around like a bull in a china shop. And then they'll act all surprised, when they knock over a vase or something. It's like, don't do that, That's not one of these like fragile, like I don't mean to imply much of fragility, but they'll knock over, they'll inevitably, they're like sweeping up with a broom and they're like knocking things off the shelves. And you're like, please, no, I've arranged that, like you're causing chaos for me in my personal life and my situation. And then the other thing too is that people that don't have the best standards, it's like you will sort of keep them out anyway. Because you'll just sense that. You'll know it about yourself that you didn't have the best standards. And then you keep out people that don't have great standards anyway. Once you know the good arguments and once you know the good standards.